Alrighty, here we go. I'm going to experiment with the lighting. Maybe that's better. Sunday night. Oh, nice messages from Project Redfoot, who's hopefully asleep by now. I hope you're asleep too, because it's a weird hour of the morning. Hey, Safa. How you doing? Well, Redfoot was kind of cheating by posting 15 minutes before I started. Hello, Dr. Abigail. How are you this fine evening? I'm going to pour some of my very orangey clarified cocktail. A little hockey puck of sexy clear ice. Chill that dune. I'll do my usual rather uncoordinated peeling. Actually, this seems like it's really dried out. Peel some orange. Okay. I'll have some orange peel left. I have to decide what to do with it. Had fried rice for dinner. Nice. I got into my light and easy that's been in the freezer for a little while and had spaghetti and meatballs. Safi, you had thunderstorms. Okay, that all missed us. Little bit of rain. Definitely knows. I feel like I heard thunder, though. Definitely didn't have a thunderstorm here in my neighborhood anyway. Okay, we're getting dune. Oh, got one. Second try. That's not bad. Wait for the cherry syrup to drip off. So I just feel like it's going to drip as I'm moving from the jar to my glass. Get a bit of sticky cherry juice on me or the floor or my desk. Because I'm very uncoordinated. I have bad luck. So you can't even see my ice. It's invisible. Oh, that's fucking yummy. I think it's because I put some high-proof whiskey in there. That tastes more whiskey-ish than most of my clarified cocktails. So I actually think that might be stronger than a lot of my clarified cocktails. I never watch any of those shows. My young'uns, when they were young'uns, were really into MasterChef, and when they had Junior MasterChef, they really got into baking and cooking. They were long-time fans of Poe, who came second, but is much more famous than, was it Julie, who came first? And the kids were all like, Poe took a risk. She was out there. Julie's boring. Been watching Superman and Lois. I actually hear that is very good. I have not watched any of that. The latest iteration of Superman. First Superman I can remember that's always got like a 5 o'clock shadow, which is an interesting choice. But I have heard very good things about them, basically. Well, again, okay, see, I'll watch cooking shows, not so much like My Kitchen Rules is like a competition one. And I don't, well, actually, I do watch like the Bake Off. Not a lot, but I do occasionally watch British Bake Off or Australian Bake Off. Julie got an Australian Story. Okay. I didn't see it, but good for her. Because she had a book coming out, I think. Oh yeah, that's why she'd be in the Superman Lois on Plex. Can be cheesy, but keeps blowing you with how good it is. Trouble with Plex is all my viewing options have fucking exploded. Did rewatch Dune 1 and 2 this weekend. Really enjoyed them. Saw them both in the cinema when they came out. Some of the very few films I've seen in the cinema since COVID. Happy 5th birthday to COVID. First recorded case was apparently identified on this day 5 years ago. Is it Japanese MasterChef or Iron Chef? I didn't know the. I always loved Iron Chef. That show just had the right amount of camp in it, like interesting cooking and just a camp element I really enjoyed. Hey, Pat, by the way, how you doing? Musical Aviators home from grocery shopping. Saw a Swordcraft person got a free hug. Nice. That's a bonus for a shopping trip. You did mean Iron Chef. Yeah, I thought you might have. Yeah, just when I say the camp element, I don't just mean the host, the guy who very flamboyantly showed what the ingredients were. I just mean the commentators and the carry-on. I always found Iron Chef enjoyable. So yes, I'm giving the lie there to me saying I don't watch the competition shows. I don't watch shit. Okay, I'll clarify. I don't watch shit on commercial TV. The idea of sitting through the commercials is fucking painful. Well, Safa, they did overdub the Japanese. So, yeah. Hey, Rays. Feel like we haven't seen you for a little while, buddy. How's it all going? Oh, actually, that's one I need to check on Plex. Resident Alien. Like Hell's Chicks and yeah, commercials is just like, no. Oh, Jude, hello. How are you doing? Salutations to you. Yeah, I know you meant the overdub guy. I was just saying that everything was originally in Japanese. I was literally just going to look for something. I'll see if I can find it on mobile. Let me see. Okay. TV shows. Can I search? We go Resident Alien. Wow, so there have been several movies called Resident Alien. But the show, Resident Alien, 3 seasons. Okay, I don't think it's on anyone's Plex. And I did actually watch 2 seasons of it on Channel 9 streaming, and never again. There's so many ads and all fucking gambling ads. You haven't watched it? Oh, sorry. What were we talking about? Perth Glory. Finally, day off. Back at the morning. Yes, I believe they're already shooting June Part 3, which will be interesting to me, because they changed a reasonable amount for Part 2. So I'm quite intrigued to see what they do with Part 3 or beyond. Resident Alien fell into utter chaos. They fired all the writers after season 2. Didn't tell the news. Oh, okay. So I haven't seen past season 2. So there you go. I did see you posted something about bacon prices. I mean, everything about prices is, I don't know, weird. It's yeah, it's the capitalist thing is not the old saying of what the market will bear. It's what fuckery can big corporates get away with. Part 3 will be book 2, yes. Well, the movies are the movies. Well, what might also annoy the shit out of you, the Sci-Fi Channel in the late 90s did a TV adaptation that they called Children of Dune, but the first season of it was Dune Messiah. The second season was Children of Dune. And I only watched the first season because then it disappeared. And I would say it is as good as TV sci-fi got in the 90s. Had a good cast. The effects were pretty good for the time. It was basically as good Star Trek in the 90s. And I did, in fact, have a bacon sandwich this morning because it's the weekend and I am a creature of habit. Chilled out and watched some things. And you want Disney to buy Star Trek? Star Wars, Star Trek crossovers. I mean, you never know. Yeah. It's your Simpsons level prediction? Yeah, okay. I think there have been Star Wars, Star Trek crossover in some format, like games or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking crap there. Crunchy bacon. Don't really go in for the Canadian bacon. And a trick I learned from YouTube is cook it in water. Like put it in the fry pan and don't put oil in, put water in and put the bacon in that. And as the water boils away, it like renders it and like cooks the fat and stuff. And then it will crunch up at the end. And you think like I'm weird with a cocktail channel. There are bacon channels on YouTube. There are channels where people just obsess about bacon. And this guy's like bacon obsessor. And he said he did this as an experiment. He reckons it's the best way to do it. Oh, okay. You definitely get fan stuff. Star Wars, Star Trek crossovers. Star Trek, a little bit of trivia, actually the source of the term slash fiction, which doesn't get used so much anymore. People just say fanfic, but slash fic was a very particular thing. Sounds violent, and it wasn't. It was fan fiction that was specifically romanticized or sexualized. The original stuff was mostly written by women and was mostly gay Kirk and Spock stories. And so the stories were actually called Kirk/Spock erotica. And then when they started doing other characters, people would just call it slash fiction. But yeah, it was imagined romantic and or sexual pairings of sci-fi characters originally Kirk and Spock. And like I said, for me, the really fun bit of the trivia is the vast majority of the early slash fic was gay males and written by females. So I just find that interesting. All right, so I've seen scenes from Superman and Lois on YouTube. I do lots of watching scenes of things on YouTube. Jim Gaffigan said bacon's so good they use it to improve the flavor of other foods. I think I actually saw that routine from Jim Gaffigan. Yes. He's funny. Gen X comic. Oh my God, speaking of comedians, There is a new woman doing. I've never heard of her. Can't remember her name. Doing a live special on Netflix, and she's like mentored slash produced, promoted by Louis C.K. So there's a fucking warning sign. And I did start watching it, and it's just like out there. She's like trying to be an edgelord, and I mean, to her credit, she actually went after some genuinely controversial subjects like Israel. That'll get you in a shitload of trouble. Like people who think being homophobic, misogynistic, transphobic is edgy. It's like, motherfucker, that's mainstream. That is super mainstream, and you're a lame fucking prick. But yeah, this comedian just seemed obsessed with being an edgelord and was not actually funny. And so I watched 5 minutes and went, well, this is going nowhere. Someone on YouTube played on Gay Kirk and Spock Chic by making music videos to the song I Touched Myself. Oh, the all-time legend one was the Kirk and Spock video to 9 Inch Nails. I wanna fuck you like an animal. Closer to God. Just using scenes from Star Trek, and with that song, definitely made it look like Kirk and Spock had a sexual relation, and Kirk's a bottom. For those who were wondering, in the rather sadomasochistic sexual imagery of Kirk and Spock, Kirk's absolutely the bottom. Nothing wrong with that. Different strokes for different folks is what I say. And I feel like it was always consensual with Kirk and Spock as well. You know, they're out in space for years. And I mean, you know, clearly Kirk was just like banging every feminine alien out there. You think that's the weight ratio? I think it's just the personalities. The dom and sub thing is often physical, but it's mostly mindset. So I just think it's their personality. Like Kirk's in the chair, but he wants someone else to take control in the bedroom. That's my take. He's sick of making command decisions all the time. He wants someone to command him. And that someone is apparently Spock. So I wonder if that's still on YouTube. Now I want to see if it's still on YouTube or if it got track closer. Oh, yeah, looks like it's still on it. 1.9 million views 18 years ago. All right, I'm not going to play it on the stream because I'll get a copyright strike. But I'm going to put it in the Jukebox channel on le Discord. I'm gonna feel you from the inside. I wanna put you like an animal. There you go. It's on the Discord now. Oh, nice. Superman and other things. Yeah, Jude Shatner, not a great person. By most accounts, Shatner was not a great person. I particularly love George Takei taking the piss out of him, saying, Bill's got the worst gaydar in the universe. I thought I was really flamboyant, and he had no idea. You know what? Okay. I'm going to be a little bit indulgent. Sunday night, yesterday was Australian Gin Day. Someone promotes it like third Saturday of November every year. And I'm going to do a gin taste off. Safa, the scuttlebutt for years was basically no one else from the Trek cast like Shatner. I think they mended bridges over the years, but for the longest time, the scuttlebutt was nobody liked Shatner because he was the star and he made way more money than anyone else. He actually had a much better career after Trek than anyone else. So kudos to him for that. Well, Decay is pretty darn old. Home for the Elderly. You're watching The Dish. I assume we mean the Australian movie for the 10th time. I bet Will Wheaton's got a great story about how much of a prick Shatner was. Also, he's just a really good storyteller. And he's good at reading audiobooks too. I've listened to a few audiobooks read by Will Wheaton, and he's actually really good at it. Puts a hell of a lot of expression into it. Okay. And look, I've got a little bloody tiny thing that I got from a market. This guy literally does it in his shed as a still. Yes, okay, the Working Dog movie. That is a good movie. Hey, Pat, you too. What's that? You too? You don't like Shatner either? Okay. So, okay, you know what? I'm going to try a couple. I'm going to try the most independent gins I have. So that would be this one. Small batch gin. This one's with lemon myrtle. Nice Australian ingredient. Okay, so this would be another one. Another very independent one I got from the market. Port Phillip Distillery. Insanity Modern Australian Gin. I think I've had any. Oh, some Tiny Bear. When they still had the bear logo. Ginger Bear. Why not? Got the Ginger Bear here. When they still had the cartoon bear on the labels, which they don't anymore, which is a bit sad. What have we got? Brogan's Way. Wait, who's this? Ooh, the hot cross buttered gin is Tiny Bear as well. Okay. Got to decide. What's the other most independent gin I have? One of the Nick's small batch gins. What's this? Nick's small batch. Australian summer. What's here? Okay, look, maybe Brogan's Way. Okay, we'll go next most independent, as in smaller distillery. Brogan's Way do their evening light gin. And I'll get my little tasting glasses. And we're going to do a gin tasting. See which one I like the most. And in fact, I might have a little bit of soda, mineral water. Okay, so lemon myrtle gin. Modern Australian gin. Ginger gin. Oh, the stopper doesn't want to come out. There we go. Just set it up. And how does Brogan's Way describe evening light gin? Gin for every mood. This is a contemporary gin. So, I think this will get glug glug. Let's do ASMR. That's pretty good. That's pretty good glug glug. All right. So 2 that are just called modern or contemporary Australian. There you go. Whew. You've met Shatner and had a very brief back and forward convo with him. There you go. Oh, yeah, that would be a standard thing, being instructed not to engage in conversation with him. Safra, it's probably because he doesn't want to talk to people, in simple terms. When you're as famous as Shatner, you get to say what you want. Okay. Taste the gin from... not as going to be as fussy as with whiskey. Just going to... Oh, that's really... And the lemon myrtle. Like, it's really got a strong lemon oil taste to it. That is actually... I'm going to put a bit of mineral water in it. Don't have tonic for gin and tonic, but then again, I don't like tonic water, the bitterness of it. But there's good tonic water that's not so bitter. Anyway. Okay. That goes well in the mineral water. Now this one, which is just called Modern Australian Gin, is nicknamed Insanity. Ooh. It's kind of odd aroma. Okay, what are those things in it? Like the lemon myrtle really came out in the first one. What's this one? Botanicals make easy drink a Melburnian gin. All right. They're not telling you anything. Okay. Ooh, that's... oh, wow, that is good. That's sweeter than the lemon myrtle one. Okay, so agreement from Jude and Dr. Abigail that it's mostly the cons want to keep lines moving. Treat people like cash cows. Way going. Yeah, I don't really like the crowds at cons, and I've never going meeting people. Okay, so this one and some mineral water. Now, Safi, saying where are you going to meet famous people? You're not really going to meet in any meaningful way the famous people at a con. You're going to be in the same physical space as them for a moment. That is the lemon lime mineral water. Okay, the ginger beer. It smells a bit gingery. Yeah, that has... Ooh. Sorry, yes, the ginger warmth. That sort of stays with you. Actually, you know what? I want it cold. I'm going to pour it in the glass. Here's me almost definitely going to make a mess because I'm an idiot. You know, this is a fun fact. Avery Brooks, Commander Cisco, has done like maybe 1 or 2 cons, doesn't get invited back because he respects con attendees too much and actually engages them in conversation. Yep, that would slow down the cash generation thing. But mind you, I don't know. The things like those cons are incredibly expensive to put on. And There's a lot of pressure. Okay, I'm going to make a mess here. Splash. Yeah, that's quite nice with the mineral water, the ginger one. Ah. And finally, Brogan's Way Evening Light. Oh, that's really junipery. This smells more. Juniper's the core thing in gin. That's the one thing that has to be in gin, juniper, and then you can do whatever botanicals you like, but it has to have juniper. And this of those four, this one smells way more like juniper than the others. Mm. And has that, oh wow, it's actually really nice. Has that old school juniper gin. And yes, watched June 1 and 2 this weekend. Very much enjoyed them. Oh god, that's the scary thing about multi-day cons. Body odor from patrons wearing polyester suits 5 days in a row. Damn. I think they have announced it. I just don't know when it is. I just got super excited that Krennic, aka the Mando, that sounds like you're talking about the Mandalorian. Mendo. Ben Mendelsohn's going to be in it. Yeah, there's got to be a happy middle ground between pump people through and sit down and chat. Yeah, no, I'm sure you're doing good. Hey, Celtic, how you doing? All right, gonna do another risky thing. Put a bit of mineral water in here. Splash. Yay, I made way less mess than I thought I might. Well, freaking Australian gins. They're so good. Make a class martini with any of those. They'd be very different. We need the full Mendo. Yeah, what I love is that he's done his Australian accent as Krennic in Star Wars and as the shape-shifting alien in the Marvel universe. So I just love that he's expanding the idea of space Australians. Australians, hey? Aliens? That's comedic genius. None of you. Oh God, what did we last see Phelpsy in? We had a whole thing one night where we were just going on about Phelpsy. My God. Bigger cons make the Cardinal stake really big events simultaneously. Oh yeah. See, I just don't go to them. It's not my scene. Went to Dapto and saw VD Akiyama being kicked out because he was annoying people by begging. Oh God. Poor guy. I mean, honestly, he doesn't do much to endear himself, but still hope for him to turn the corner one day. Oh, Phelpsy is Peter Phelps. Let's do a search on Peter Phelps. What's he? He was in fucking Baywatch for a while, which is pretty wild. Peter Phelps. Okay, let's dive into the Phelpsiverse. Okay, we're doing a search on Peter Phelps. So you might recognize him from that. Did he play Columbo? That doesn't sound familiar to me. Let's look into the Phelpsiverse. What has he done? Wikipedia. Let's go to his IMDb. I think he's like my age or older. What's he been in? He was in Stingers for 192 episodes. He had a cameo in Point Break as an Australian surfer. Okay. What's he been as an actor? Oh, wait, what am I doing? Okay. Oh, he's still working. He's in doing some TV stuff. He was in the new ABC series Plum for one episode. Yes, he was in one episode of Return to Paradise. He's looking his age in that too. He was in 28 episodes of Home and Away. Australia's Sexiest Tradie. Oh my god. He was in an episode of Drunk History Australia. He was in the Les Norton TV miniseries. Okay. Where's something big he was in? He was in one episode of Healers. Wonderland. I don't know that series, but he was in it for 23 episodes. He was in something called Old School for 8 episodes. Rescue Special Ops 40. He was like a real action hero at one point. He was in 13 episodes of Underbelly. There you go. He was in 16 episodes of also. He's done a lot of series and soapies. 192 episodes of Stingers, though, from 98 to 2004. 3 episodes of Water Rats. 3 episodes of Police Rescue. 2 episodes of Blue Murder. 4 episodes of Heartbreak High. 10 episodes of A Country Practice. There, he was in 21 episodes of Baywatch. Honestly, legend. But what? Okay, we go right back. Yes, Sons and Daughters. That's where he came to fame. 421 episodes of Sons and Daughters. And that's in 2 years. From 82 to 84, he was in 421 episodes. That is fucking wild. That's wild. Damn. Yeah, I don't remember how we got onto the Phelpsy train, but we did do it one night. We were thoroughly on the Phelpsy train one night. Celtic, we think VD might go back to his mum's place if she takes him back. Just don't know how to put someone like him in a positive environment where he maybe gets to the point where he recognizes other people and see. Oh, wait, were you only seeing... Oh, God, you were only seeing the Google search page. Fuck you, StreamYard. Oh, well, I finished talking about Phelpsy for the night. We did. We went mad on the Phelpsy train to Phelpsy Town. It's so funny that we remember doing it, but we don't remember why we did it. I think that sums up this stream. We will do shit and get fully into it, and have no clear memory of why we did it. And it's not even alcohol I'm talking about. It's just we do stuff. Oh, sorry, Jude. No, VD means the same thing here, venereal disease. No, it was a guy, had the screen name on YouTube, Video Dude. He came on, was a bit weird, and he sent me these really long letters, small font, single spaced, which I would read on the stream because they were hilarious. But then he started like just being homophobic and misogynistic in the stream. So I said, fuck off, and banned him, and he hates me. Yes, we're the neurodivergent bunch. That's why we do shit that we get obsessed with, and then we forget. Oh, are you looking up Phelpsy? He's a hardcore lefty. Nice. Fuck yeah, Phelpsy. I mean, Safi, the Phelpsy train sounds like a Friday night thing. It really does. And I say that feeling just very positive to both Phelpsy and Friday nights. All right. All right. Well, I feel like I've done my contribution to the Australian gin industry for Gin Day. Basically, Australian gins, fucking awesome. That's the one I don't get from anywhere else. Like, I get whiskies from other countries, rums from other countries, brandies from other countries. I only get Australian gins because the rest of the world Sucks compared to Australia's gins. So Home for the Elderly, looking up his Twitter because you left a note of love from the Angry Aussie stream. Oh, you're trying to work out why we suddenly got on the Phelpsy train. I swear to God, if we got attention from Mendo, he went the full Mendo for us, that would just be it. I fucking love Mendo. Like when he was young, there were a succession of movies where he just played this suburban boy, but it was completely different in every movie, which I don't even know if I'm explaining that well, but there are a bunch of different movies in the late 80s, early 90s where he's just playing this suburban boy. And he's actually really different every time he does it. Okay, that's why we did it. It was Breaking Loose, Summer City 2. And Mendo did the Shy Guy quite well. Oh my God, the movie I loved, it made me in love with Claudia Carvan as well. The Big Steal, because it's got Steve Bisley in it as well. Fucking great movie, The Big Steal. But yeah, that was one where he's been the suburban boy, but there's a whole bunch. And then later he's doing fucking crims. He is so good as a crim because he's scary and seedy. He's just like, God damn. Spots, okay. Do I do my Spotswood folklore? Back in my early 20s, when I wanted to be an actor and I did a few auditions, I auditioned for that movie, Spotswood, and I think the audition went quite well, but I didn't get it. Because you know what? The two roles they were considering me for went to Ben Mendelsohn and Russell Crowe. So I don't feel that bad that I didn't get them. The car one, Metal Skin, I didn't like that. That was made by the same guy who did Romper Stomper, which I do like. And I feel like Metal Skin fell into this trap that a fucking shit ton of Australian films do. That you go, I don't want to be conventional. I want to do this crazy, wild, and like, fuck off, man. I'm going to see a movie. Tell me a fucking story, okay? And I don't mind abstract. I don't mind weird shit. I love weird shit. But when it's just like, no, we're not going to have... And you can do the no resolution thing well, but so many Australian movies do it just by, I'm just not going to tell you what happens. And it's just like, get fucked. Was Mendo in Vertical Limit with Chris O'Donnell? There you go. He's been in so many good things. He's great. Was it the Brad Pitt movie, Killing Him Softly, where he's playing a junkie, but he's an Australian, which I love. He's in this American movie, and he's an Australian junkie. That's fine. Well, I'm clearly not becoming a famous actor. Oh, yeah. Okay, if I was working as an actor, almost definitely no way I would have done anything on YouTube. But I gave that up 20 years before I started YouTube. Like, literally, I think the fucking Spotswood audition was where I went, yeah, maybe this is not going to be me. Okay, now we're getting to fringe trivia. Alexander Siddig in Vertical Limit, the Doctor from Deep Space Nine. Safra, of course they do. Everything's a spectrum. All people are a spectrum. You get right-wingers everywhere. You get neurodivergent people everywhere. All right. I'm gonna make some sort of old-fashioned like I always do, because I love old-fashions. Oof. All right, I'm feeling it a little bit. Okay, fucking dokey. Wo ist meine aromatic bitters? There they are. Okay. Whiskey. So many whiskeys. Maybe we want a smoky whiskey. Do we want something that's a little bit smoky? Maybe. We got the blue corn. here. It is. All right. Baby blue corn spirit. I think I'll do this and a little bit of a high proof whiskey. Let's do this. Actually, let's do the sugar syrup first. And then have the whiskies wash the sugar syrup out of my jigger. Couldn't quite explain. I've had this song in my head a little bit. Remember the song? And it was literally just called because that's what the guy did in the chorus. I bought this because it was like a third off. This is pure speculation. Instead of $100, it was like $67. So it was like a third off. So I just 46%. I just thought, fuck it. I like stuff from Balcones. Actually, fuck it. I'm going to do Balcones. This is a cask strength Balcones. So this is a Balcones. This is a Texas old fashioned. And I poured way too much of this high proof whiskey in there. Hell and damn, man. Okay. We're doing black walnut bitters and aromatic bitters. All right. It's going to be Texas. Bigger than Texas. Old-fashioned. Do. Always just been this way. What's the name? Steve Lamarquand. I don't even know that guy. Oh, he's in Two Hands? Okay, now I need to look him up. So I know who we're talking about. Let's go. Steve Le Marquand. That auto completed. Oh, this guy. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show who we're talking about. Google search. This guy. See him in heaps of stuff. Like look at the pictures of him. He's been in heaps of stuff. Very, just like he's like a really Aussie face to be. Celtic, poor bloody VD. Oh well. No, I didn't drink alcohol till well into my 40s. An old-fashioned would have been way too full on for me. Home for the Elderly, that guy was in Farscape, was he? Well, of course, so many Aussies were in Farscape because it was shot in Australia. The blue-skinned alien woman was in one of the Mad Max films. Possibly the original? You would actually get people who agree with you. A minority, to be sure, Anthony, but you would get people who would go, Farscape. I think Celtic feels sorry for him, Dr. Abigail. Wants to keep us in touch with him. And I just thought of a message I want. Okay, I did that while I was thinking of it. Virginia Hay is the blue lady. She's in Mad Max 2. She's the one who looked like she was going to be Max's romantic interest, and she died. Safa, there's nothing in the PO box at the moment, but Home for the Elderly did send me something, so I'm waiting for the notification. I got to send a message in a bottle. Oh god, she's in Rick and Morty and The Living Daylights. Okay, there you go. Oh yeah, well yeah. And for the elderly and me, we're doing swapsies. We were sending stuff to each other. You speak to him randomly if you see him. Okay, and you see him at the train station at Kiama. Okay, fair enough. Also, I think you're a bit of a nice guy, Goldie. You probably, want to give him a chance, even though he doesn't necessarily deserve one. But, we hold out hope. Oh, man, this is a really good old... Oh, that's a really good old-fashioned. God damn. I mean, almost all old-fashions are good, but some better than others. That's a pretty good one. Texas. Yeah, it kind of... To not say hello to someone when you run into them, they recognize you. Yeah. Oh, man, that is fucking yum. Oh, God, there was a really super fucking weird noise, which the microphone may or may not have picked up. I was trying to work out what it is, and I just finally realized it's possums running around in the roof. There's a few sort of rotted bits around, which we've told the fucking estate agent about, and they never fix them. And it lets possums get into the roof cavity. And so we occasionally hear them running around. Couldn't quite explain it. What's Strictly Sega sending with me? Ooh, what the heck is this? Sorry, I need to look at this. What is this thing you've shared a picky with me of? Home for the elderly. Okay, so that's A. Oh, wow. It just got too big. Oh, is that little sample bottles? Okay, so the Singleton, 12-year-old. Dalwhinnie, 15-year-old. Oban. Talisker 10. I think that's the one I have. Lagavulin. Oh, man, people who like smoky whiskies love Lagavulin. I got the Talisker, which is a bit smoky, which is nice. Yeah, just, not that we're necessarily going to reach him at this point, Kelty, but, just say you do want him to sort it out. Yeah, and that's, fucking society, man. As you say, being undiagnosed autistic, not getting the proper care, turns into bad behavior. Oh, so you actually bought that fancy... They're chocolates. Oh my God, they're single malt Scotch whiskey flavor. Okay, so there's smoky chocolates? Okay, I'm fascinated by that idea. Chocolates flavored with smoky whiskey. That's kind of fascinating. Oof. Okay, I am super enjoying this old fashioned. It's also probably quite strong. Stronger than I meant to make it. I meant to pour like half an ounce of the high proof whiskey, and I don't know, it went a bit heavy, and I put a full ounce in, and so it's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna drink it anyway. And also, it's super fucking yummy, and I'm kind of mad that I'll never get it again. It was literally on one of the sites that's always emailing me with, hey, look what sales we have. Nick's Wine Merchants, and it was like a third off, and I was like, wow, this is a real one-off single barrel cask strength Texas whiskey. I'm fucking getting it, and it's schmick. It's really good. $15 for the fancy chockies. Nice. And then you got that's left field. Also a Red Hot Chili Peppers thing. Safa wants to get the fancy chockies. I mean, yeah, go for it, brother. Okay. I was randomly going to look at an Aussie national treasure dies at 110. Okay, I need to know. That's a weird bit of clickbait, and I need to know what it is. Let's have a look at this news story. I hate it when clickbait headlines get me, but this one did actually get me. Aussie national treasure. Dancer, choreographer, author died peacefully on Friday. Pioneer in Australian dance. Spanned 4 continents. Brought her in touch with some of the 20th century's great artists. Ms. Kramer. What's her actual name? I don't know who she is. Eileen Kramer. 110. 60 years working overseas. She had a book called Life Keeps Me Dancing. She met Ella Fitzgerald, learned the twist from Louis Armstrong, returned to Sydney at age 99 in 2013. Missed the kookaburras and the smell of gum trees. Okay, literally never heard of her, but she does legit sound like an absolute fucking legend. Well, there you go. Okay. Celtic. See, well, this is one of my cat ones. I'm fascinated by how many of these cocktail shirts have cats on them. So this has got like, it's a cat with a shaking up a martini and all the olives on skewers. I'm really fascinated by how many of my shirts have cats on them, honestly. Anyway, so I was going to look something up on the internet. Okay, just for fun, I'm not fucking buying more booze. I bought way too much last month, but this is a site I love looking at their clearance stuff, because clearance spirits and liqueurs. Okay, so we'll go most expensive. $50 single malt. Okay, that's weird. No, not rating, price. Okay. Wow, what a bargain. Used to be $10,000, now $7,000. I'd be crazy to not get that. If you don't want to save $3,000, there's something wrong with you. So I'm immediately going to buy a 25-year-old Japanese whiskey for $7,000. Jesus Christ. I love seeing these freakishly expensive ones. Oh, that's wild. So, okay, I'm super obviously. There's an Australian one that was $1,200 and is now $900. Sullivan's Cove. Johnny Walker for $400, but it was $600. Who would pay that much for Johnny Walker, honestly? Ardbeg is all Scotch. 200. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting any of these, but I love seeing the really expensive ones. Expensive whiskeys. Oh, that's a tequila. $170 tequila. I'm not spending $170 on a tequila. $150 for an Irish whiskey. $150 for Maker's Mark. Look at all these things. Okay, once you get down to $100, you're in my price range. There's an Australian one, Manly Spirits, $140 down to $114. Definitely not getting it though. Old Pulteney. I think I did get an Old Pulteney from this site that was marked down way more than that. Oof. I actually bought one of these Bundaberg rums. Is this showing? Yeah. I bought one of these Bundaberg rums that were marked down from $150 to $100, and it's actually not bad. By which I mean it's actually pretty good. We'll see now. Once you get under $100, I might be interested. Marked down from 100 to 75, from 80 to 60. This rye, that's what I've got in one of the barrels, and I also have another bottle of it because, you know, marked down from 85 to 50 is pretty good. Half price gin. I've actually got that brandy too, the Chateau XO brandy. All right, good. I just for fun felt like looking at that, but I'm definitely not buying anything. The most expensive I have, ever seen? Well, I mean, you mean what? Something I've seen with my own eyes, or seen advertised? Because I mean, I've seen things with very one-off bottles that go for tens of thousands of dollars. The most expensive bottle I have was like $250 for 500 mils. So, you know, what's that? That's like, when you average it out, that's about 7 bottles of Jack Daniels. You're building an underground sprinkler system. Hey, Justin, by the way, I just see you there. Pat, what did you put on Discord? Let me see. There's nothing showing up on Discord, Pat. Are you sure you posted anything? Oh, okay. So you can say you got the chocolates from Dan's. Single malt whiskey chocolates, 15 pieces. It's not available. They must have sold out. Was it really only... Wait, how much was it? Was it 15? I don't know. It was really only $15. That actually sounds like a bargain, but they don't have it anymore. And feel the 21st, you don't open a bottle of Penfolds. Oh, yeah, well, that's a huge Australian tradition. Get a bottle of Penfolds the day your offspring's born and open it on their 21st. And yeah, super, super, super expensive. Grange is really expensive. So if you hold on to a bottle of Grange for 21 years, it's really valuable. So just last Friday, bus drivers in Canberra went on strike. Well, so they fucking should. If they're being subject to violence, abso-fucking-lutely. Penfolds, that is one of the most famous Australian winemakers. And they release... Oh, okay. I'm going to look up a definition of... Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ, Bing fucking sucks. It's just what is Penfolds Grange? Okay. Penfolds Grange is an Australian wine made predominantly from Shiraz, widely considered one of Australia's first growth, most collectible wine. So it's a red wine, Shiraz, and it's just cultivated reputation. So it's recognized worldwide. Jesus. No, I don't drink red wine either. Wait, what do I think was overblown? Certainly, Ray's Bing fucking sucks. Okay. I will stand by that. I think the media sensationalizes and overemphasizes fringe things that aren't actually a danger to most of us. And then what we get is confirmation bias. Then you see something that is bad, it's youth crime or it's migrant crime or whatever, and you go, oh, they were right all along. But it is of minimal risk to most people. Justin, you found out message friend and want to consider driving to work. Buses kind of, sort of suck. Raze, you're having a problem with the youths as well? Oh, Pat did post something on the Discord. All right, I'm just making sure I don't get copyright struck. What's the thing you posted on the Discord? Looks like an action movie. Oh, is it Tom Cruise? It's the last Mission Impossible movie. theoretically. Yeah, I actually watched the trailer for that. I don't even know when that one opens, Pat. You're dealing with it? Yeah. I mean, like, well, okay. All I'm going to say is confirmation bias is a thing. I used to get buses when I lived in East St Kilda. I would walk up when I was going into the city. I would walk a couple blocks from where I was living, and there was a corner where there was both a bus stop and a tram stop. And it was basically whichever one came first, I would get on. Where I live now, there are actually buses in this area, but I just not consider getting them. Look, here's the thing. Historically, statistically, it's not as bad as you. When you get personally affected by it, that's a different thing, and it feels different. But okay, what I will say, let's say I do not have statistical evidence to hand to talk about how much youth crime is actually happening, and is it worse, or are we just more aware of it? So I don't have statistical evidence one way or another, but so I won't speak to that. Oh God, I was right on the verge of saying something intelligent, and I think it's getting away from me. Oh no, I know what I was going to say. What is absolutely not the answer, and has been absolutely conclusively proved to be counterproductive, is more extreme law enforcement and more extreme incarceration of youth. That absolutely, categorically, no shadow of a doubt, no ambiguity, does not make things better. It actually makes things worse. What is interesting, Dan Murphy's being run through constantly. That's an interesting thing. And this I've been alive long enough to see it pop up in various permutations. But what does absolutely legitimately work for miscreants of whatever age, and this sort of activity tends to be perpetrated by younger people, not necessarily youths, maybe someone in the 20s. But I remember in sort of hip hop panic in the 90s being called wilding. It's basically if a large group of offenders hit a shop at the same time, and they all just go, fuck it, in a mob, we're just going to steal some shit. Anyone who works in the store who tries to stop them is making a really bad call. As frustrating and annoying as it is, if a little mob decide to do that, you just need to resign yourself to the fact you probably should just get out of the fucking way, because it's not worth starting shit about it. Thanks, Elderly, for saying I got intelligent. Yeah, so that whole swarming thing, Celtic, you going? See you later, man. But that swarming thing, that has happened like forever, and it gets more prominent in the news sometimes because it's kind of spooky. It is really quite spooky when a group, say, it only needs to be like 4 to 6, but it can be more. But if they act as a mob and just grab shit and go try and stop us, that's a bad fucking scene, and you just want to get out of their way. And some people find that frustrating, and I get it. And yes, Redfoot, the corporate world does call it shrinkage. And in fact, the overwhelming majority of theft happens from staff, which is awesome. Rays, I don't know one way or the other if there is statistical evidence to support that. I'm not discounting you seeing a shit ton of stuff. So, Pat, you're saying the Tom Cruise movie comes out next year? Oh, yeah, Justin, the only thing worse than the Queensland election doing insane shit about youth crime is the Northern Territory election. Yeah. when when you're on work experience, steal a cab charge and take a taxi to Perth. I mean, honestly, we've actually found this is a real thing. Working in IT, we get a lot of overseas contractors, people who are in Australia for a limited time on a visa. And there was definitely a thing that happened in one job where these guys who had been here on a visa and the contract finished and it wasn't being extended, so their visa wasn't being extended. And what accounting worked out had happened, they'd had legitimately a cab charge to take them to the airport, but it basically seemed like they got a mate who was a taxi driver to take them to the airport, and he just left the meter running. So the cab charge was for about 4 or 5 times more than a cab to the airport was. And the chances of recovering that are close to zero. When Redfoot mentioned shrinkage, remember the sunscreen? Oh, not the sunscreen. Was that John Safran? Justin, your manager at Woolworths was caught stealing. Oh my God. Okay. So I worked Pizza Hut when I was at college, and there were two different managers, and one of them was pretty cool and the other was a bit of a dick. But the guy who was a bit of a dick was always, because Pizza Hut was licensed, you could buy beer there. The one who was always a dick was just always taking a slab of beer from the fridge and taking it home. And at some point, head office came and did an audit, and then that manager wasn't around anymore because he'd been stealing over a couple of years, had stolen thousands of dollars worth of beer. So, oh, okay, they're not the sunscreen, was John Safran. Yeah. Oh, that's a better shrinkage. George going, the water was cold. But for real, a lot of women do not understand how weird penises are. Like, penises can, particularly in cold water, can basically shrink up into your body. So there's almost nothing there. And it's got like nothing to do with your dick size when you have an erection. Not the size of everything, but it's very funny that there are still women who don't understand. Like, no, cold water can cause this shrinkage where your dick basically contracts back into your body. I bet you want to work normal hours, Rays. Honestly, dude. And that is where I think managers never think of a question. I've read stories of people who had management positions in banks that let them steal money, and they eventually get caught. They clearly just thought they never would, and they're dumb. Redfoot, expect you to get hard as soon as I kiss you. Let my heart beat a few times. Dude, don't ask questions. If we're going to talk about shrinkage dicks, it's just going to happen. Youth crime, shrinking dicks, it's all one big conversation. Also, literally, okay, here's the thing I want to break to women sometimes, because I say men should sit down to pee because they miss the thing. And look, legit, yes, a lot of men, not me ever, sorry, probably me sometimes, miss the bowl while standing up to piss in it because you get caught by surprise by where the stream goes. But sitting down's not a fucking solution, because different toilets are shaped differently, and the relationship of the seat to the ceramic is different, and where you sit and at what level of bloody shrinkage your dick is, sometimes you don't realize it, and your dick is just pointing straight at the gap between the seat and the ceramic, and you think, I'm going to relax because I'm sitting down, and you piss and it fucking goes everywhere. And yes, being able to stand up and pee is convenient. And yes, Dr. Abigail, you've had both worlds. I get it. Sit to piss some days. Oh my God. I do it if I have to get up in the middle of the night. I don't want to switch any lights on and get woken up. So I'll sit down to pee in the middle of the night. But as a thing, men who are in chastity have to sit. I don't know where you're going with that, Justin, but you know. Redfoot, Tosh has a funny joke. It's my house, I'll pee. What? But yeah, but all I'm saying is a lot of people who say men should sit down to pee don't realize that is not necessarily a solution to pee going everywhere. Because just because of the way the toilet seat is, your pee can go everywhere when you're sitting down. Oh, the shiwi. Women who go camping often get things like that let you pee standing up. Very convenient when you're camping. Old bowls too small. But again, there are so many different toilet variations. And again, it's the relationship of the bowl to the seat and what level of extension your dick's at a particular thing. Oh yeah, definitely a good gift. Dude, we're just talking about dicks and pissing. If that puts you off your eating, that's down to you. Oh, a chastity cage. Did you actually? Yeah, but you didn't say chastity cage. What does in chastity even mean? Oh, yeah, no, everyone's different. And in fact, the same person is incredibly different from moment to moment. With the dick stuff, is what I'm saying. If it's cold and you're tired, your penis gets caught in the bowl, sit down, you end up peeing in your pants. Yeah, no, it's just fuck. Penises are weird, okay? I just want them to be consistent, and they're fucking not. And this falls back to when anyone wants to talk about intelligent design, which is just creationism in a cheap suit trying to look sophisticated. No. At the absolute best, what you say about the design of humans is semi-intelligent design. I don't know. I'm quite fond of my penis. I'm not into anyone else's penis, but I like mine. Cody, I don't know how long you've been sitting there, but I hope you've been enjoying what we've been laying down. Home for the elderly. Interestingly, you went off to pee. We're talking about pee and penises and shrinkage and youth crime. That definitely doesn't sound good, quite honestly. I am not into Taika Waititi's penis. I'm into Taika Waititi's propensity to cuddle. And maybe those sexy lips, you know? I don't think a lot about Taika Waititi's penis. I do think occasionally about cuddling Taika Waititi. I'll be honest. Oh yeah, Redfoot. It definitely makes sense. What we're talking about definitely makes sense. Oh, we make so much sense. Oh, it's only 9:19. That's cool. I thought, I'm going to drink my mineral water. Well, it would be really bad with ping, but it's like, it's only 9:19. There's plenty of time. Raise, you still shit in, female toilets at work's nice environment. I was explaining to Mrs. Angry, when I was young, it was so weird. In the country, particularly, highway toilets, like petrol station toilets, the men's toilets would be crap. The men's toilets might or might not be clean, but everything about them was run down and there was no nice amenities. And the women's toilets would be like pink tiles and floral things. It was absolutely surreal how consistent that was when I was growing up. Men's public toilets were gross. Women's public toilets were much better. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So Dr. Abigail and I were recently at the Gin Palace, and the men's toilets and the women's toilets were completely different. The men's, they were trying to be funny, The overhead lights were actually upside down urinals with a light fitting in them. It's weird. Whereas the women's toilets were all beautiful, and it was wild. Anyway, all I remember was Dr. Abigail getting pretty excited at our queer lady bartender. Home for the Elderly, Jet Pilot, Dick, take a look out the starboard. Oh, God, yes. Sorry, what movie was that? And I still haven't been to Japan for a Japanese toilet, but, one day. Yeah, men's public toilets are fucking gross. Home for the Elderly, you're running through all the dick jokes in that movie. Nice. Yes, there were. Although, again, was it Izzy, our extremely attentive and wonderful serving person? She said there was actually hand cream in the men's. I just hadn't spotted it. I was just overwhelmed by the fucking unit. Actually, I've got the fucking photo here. I'll put it on Discord and then I'll share it. I didn't delete the photo. Maybe I should, because it maybe makes me look like some sort of weird sex criminal. But no. Fuck it. I'm just going to put it. I was going straight to the photo. I should have gone straight to Discord. Going to put it on the Discord. I suppose general neurospicy. Fuck it. I'll put it there. Where is it? Send. Okay, so that's posted. So now I can share it there. Okay, so Sear found the hand cream. It's just not as obvious. Okay, there you go. Okay, but okay. To fucking give you a fucking idea. Okay, this is the men's room in the Gin Palace. So you can see above the sink where you wash your hands, there's an upside down urinal with a light in it. Because, I don't know, someone thought that was funny. I kind of think it's funny, quite honestly. Ray's going to go to the gym tonight. Work to do. All right, there you go. Oh, look, I don't think that women are wonderful, special little butterflies that don't fart or shit. I have to, in my work, there's, the disabled toilet. There's no one in a wheelchair or with a pronounced physical disability in my office. I always go in the disabled one because it's private and it's got lots of room and I can just chill out for a while. It's a little escape in the workplace. And I make no apologies. If there was anyone with pronounced physical disability in the workplace, I'd feel more bad about doing it, but there isn't. So I always use the accessible toilet just because it's private. And I think communal toilets are gross. One of humanity's worst inventions, in fact. I did a video of it back on the early Angry Aussie days about how gross communal toilets were, and I don't want to know if my coworker ate too much curry last night or doesn't chew their food properly or has a fucking stomach virus or something. Because that's what you get in fucking shared workplace toilets. It's fucking gross. It's the fucking worst. Whew. So that's my big take. Communal toilets are fucking shit. Long time since I've been in a communal shower. You tend to get that at swimming pools and sometimes gyms. Very long time since I've been in a communal shower. You're trying to put a picture of the women's loo, but the file's too big. Okay, that's weird. Oh, Justin, I would just hate to inconvenience. I would just hate for it to be bad timing. If there was someone with a physical disability that meant they could only comfortably use this toilet and our usage happens to happen at the same time, I would feel very bad if I held them up. Also, you don't know how long I go in there, okay? Phones can be very distracting. Sometimes I might be in there a long time. Ooh, okay. I'm just to completely change the tone again. I found, oh god, there's so much shit on this bed. I have to clean it up. I found another box of CDs that I don't think I've gone through on the stream before. Maybe go through it. I don't think I've gone through these before. Flinders Street toilets. If you ever use the Flinders Street toilets, every single disease you have. Okay. Okay, this is the women's. Where are we? On the Discord. Okay, Jesus Christ. Just seeing it again. Okay. I need to friggin' do this. So this is the women's at the Gin Palace. Look at that. It's positively fucking palatial. Look at that. My God. That's a great. So that's the women's. And that's the men's. There's no comparison. There is no fucking comparison. I mean, honestly, that's ridiculous. Use private toilet to smoke a joint. You got kicked out of uni. The semi-disco balls. Is that what you're talking about in the men's or the women's? Actually, I don't know if I have the fucking focus to go through these CDs. But I got a box of CDs there. Maybe next Friday night, next party night, I might do CDs. Another sort of music thing. Because I kind of don't think I've got the focus at the moment. The women's, yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. It's special. Ugh. I think you mistyped something there, Justin, but all right, 2 liters of beer, shooting up public, I don't know. Not tonight, flat out wrapping it. Yeah, no. Maybe do it. I've got a box of CDs to go through and talk about how good they are. Maybe save it for Friday night. Yes, women's look classy. Men's look, yeah, no, it's not good. Okay, you want to save them. So, yeah, we'll save it for like on Friday. Basins to wash your hands in. Yeah, I mean, it was just so much nicer. But definitely the fucking overhead lights that are an upside down urinal, someone thought they were funny doing that. And I kind of agree with them. I think it is kind of funny. Oh, you know, I re-looked at it, Strictly Sega. I'll bring it back up again. Ow. Sorry, a weird twinge in my cheek. The wash basins do kind of look like disco balls. Ray's getting some Baskin Robbins. Nice. I've already had ice cream tonight. So, yeah, no. Oh, wait. Did the men's have mirrors? I think they had mirrors on the side. They're definitely not mirrors above the basin. But I think they had mirrors on the side, but I don't fully remember. You earned that overpriced best scoop of ice cream. Yeah, go for it. Cody, hello. You're disgusted. Hey, guess what happens? Okay, fun fact, Cody. Guess what happens to bigots on my channel? They get fucked off because you're a worthless, sniveling, shit-eating cunt. Bye! Need to get food Sunday. Ooh, that's challenging. Getting someone to bring you food on a Sunday night? That is challenging. Baskin Robbins expensive, but imported from the US. Oh, I just had my supermarket ice cream, which is pretty yummy. So I haven't had to lose a dickhead like that guy for a little while. So that was actually mildly amusing. Yeah, exactly, Safa. Not had one in a while. So fuck them, honestly. Yeah, they're just trying to get a reaction out of me. I go, well, my reaction is you're fucking pathetic and you can fuck off. I'm not going to waste any time on you. It's just like fucking lose. I know. Yeah, that was literally out of nowhere. Um, but that's just, I feel like that's maybe someone who knows what my politics are. And yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm going to get a reaction out of the bleeding heart, small L. It's like, no, dude, I'm just going to tell you, you're boring and you fucking suck. Oh, sorry, Raze. I should have thought of you. I know how much you love ripping on people like that. No, it was a person, Safa. We think Project Redwood, best reactions, no reaction. I just wanted to tell them, they fucking suck and they're going away. They wanted me to get super indignant and go, no, I'm just going to tell you, you're boring and a fucking loser and a piece of shit. And I have no tolerance for you. Yeah, no, there was no ramping up. They should have edged it. Sorry, Race, that's the... Yeah, no, they're very, very amateur. Oh yeah, there's no way I let them keep going. I'm not platforming anyone. You ditching Apple, buying Samsung? Well, we were saying this last night. I'd always said one of the big reasons I kept getting iPhones was because some of the apps I had on it, I was, sunk cost. I'd lose my 10 plus years of being on Simpsons tapped out. But they're retiring the app. It'll be gone in January. So, and this one I've paid off. Like I've had it for more than 2 years. I might get an non-Apple phone. Although Mrs. Angry had a non-Apple phone for her work and she fucking hated it. So she'd be a hard sell. She doesn't want anything that changes the interface. Yeah, like for the elderly, he could have edged into it and got away with it for a little while, but it was just randomly being a dickhead. Ray, you can't be changing everything. Oh, backing up my photos is easy, but or not necessarily easy, but I can do it. Home for the elderly, you reckon don't do it? Well, yeah, it was interesting. Like I said, the experience. Mrs. Angry had a non-Apple phone for her work, and she fucking hated it. She's just saying everything's different, isn't it? So maybe I'll just get another iPhone in the next year or so. I don't change them. I in fact have no reason to change from this one, even though I've paid it off. It's kind of like, some people get the model every year. At best, I get a new one every 2 years, usually every 3. Wait, what even is the current model of the iPhone? I don't even, because this is a meaningless thing to me. Okay, so this is a 13. What's the current model of... Seriously, is the current model a 16? Or is that the next new one a 16? You're going to buy it outright? I kind of like, because at least the ones I found paying off the phone, there was no interest. There was no extra charge. It's like, well, if it's the same amount spread over 2 years, I'm going to do that. I thought you were saying it's wired like it's cool, but you mean it's weird. Yeah, but, they are fucking... And that person, the language they used was very American, definitely. iProducts suck balls. Suck Steve Jobs' undead decomposing balls. Sucking... Oh, look, honestly, I have no defense. So what, the current iPhone is the 16. I have a 13. So, okay, I'm just going to randomly look up when the next iPhone comes out. New iPhone. So, yeah, okay, 16 is the current. Oh, so the 16 came out in September. Okay, so the 16 is this year's. Okay, so it's 3 years since I bought a phone. Well, and actually, that was probably old when I got it. I tend to not buy the newest phone. So maybe I bought it too. Oh no, I fully paid it off, so it's more than 2 years. Okay, so the new one is a 16 and I have a 13, and it's fine. I actually have legit no reason to change it. Oh no, how did a mosquito get into your apartment? What the hell is that? I lean into it home for the elderly. Steve Jobs is decomposing balls like heroin. It's not good, but you can't stop sucking them. Battery's fine. You know, I have adapters so I can charge and listen to it. I honestly would be kind of extremely happy because I think the newest iPhones have gone back to having a separate headphone jack and charging jack. Is that right? And yes, it is 5G. Might have been the first 5G one. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I think the iPhone's gone back to having a separate because the EU made them have a separate jack for the headphone and the charging. I love it. He's leaning into it. If you're going to suck someone's decomposing balls, there are worse one than Steve Jobs' decomposing balls. Yeah, Redfoot. I think it's just like because I know why Dr. Abigail's asking because I know her apartment, and it is a little bit weird that a mosquito got in there. All right. I'm going to ask the question, does iPhone 16 have a separate headphone jack? No, the iPhone 16 does not have a separate headphone jack. They removed the 3.5mm headphone jack with the iPhone 7 to use wired headphones, use headphone adapter, or buy Apple's EarPods. I thought the EU kind of forced them into putting a headphone jack. Okay, what the fuck? What the fuck ever, honestly. Yes, we because you live up so high. No bugs or spiders. Wow. Okay, I hate wireless, honestly. I just fucking hate wireless. Is that home for the elderly? Might have seen the COVID pic, fuck around and find out. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so new earbuds for iPhones work off USB-C? Okay. See, I don't pay close enough attention to these things, so I don't fucking know. It's like I half learned. The EU forced them into something. So I knew half the story. That's the way it goes, I guess. It's the thing. Growing into wireless headphones. Yeah, I just fucking wireless shits me. Raise, you love wireless. Break the cable or strangle yourself. Fair enough. No, you old fart. It's for charging cable. Even Android phones don't have audio jacks. They're all Bluetooth. Oh yeah. See, Bluetooth. I fucking hate wireless. I really do. Redfoot gets me. Oh, it gets Dr. Abigail. I used to live on the 6th floor. Mosquitoes were worse up there. Damn. Yeah, so I guess okay. So if I get a new iPhone, my existing earbuds won't work. So I assume the phone comes with them. But damn, then I have to get a backup pair because I always want a fucking backup pair. Sophie, you reckon cheap Android mobiles? Yeah, I don't know that I want an Android mobile though. I am legit, probably just from force of habit, going to get an iPhone next time I get a phone. But yeah, I just don't feel compelled to do it. Because the existing one's fine. It's that simple. So Dr. Abigail fucking lives wireless. Yeah, I think it's just got to do with me being old. Android's better than iPhone. Yeah, fair enough. Headphone jack recently introduced in North Korea because they're an advanced nation. And that's the thing for me, Safa. Remembering to charge Bluetooth or other wireless headphones or earbuds, such a fucking pain in the ass. Get over ear headphones as a backup. Hard to lose. Good tip. Good tip. That with the wireless stuff, that's the main thing. Losing charge fucking drives me up the wall. Or just losing the signal between the wireless thing and the unit drives me up the fucking wall. It's just like a thing of stress I don't want to have to deal with. Because there are definitely a whole bunch of things to recommend wireless, but it's just they introduce a complication that didn't exist before, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't really want to deal with that, because like I am lazy and don't like difficult things. Justin, if you want in North Korea, if you want a new app for your phone, you have to go to a physical store and get something that's sanctioned by the state, I assume. North Korea. Every time I read stories about North Korea, I feel so sad for the ordinary people there who are put through just terrible shit because of an unhinged dictator. It's just ugh. It's just so ugh. But mind you, pretty much any country in the world, you can find people who are being subjected to terrible things, and it's not good. That's a big one. Wireless not getting caught on door handles, having headphones. Yeah, no, I fucking hate. I do genuinely hate it when the earbuds and the cord gets caught on something and rips them out. I hate it so much. Ugh. Maybe. Also, like, okay, because I'm on Apple with the wireless earbuds. I'm just like, I'm gonna lose those fucking things in 5 seconds flat because I am friggin' useless. And again, so that's more on me than the existence of wireless headphones, earbuds, whatever. But I am fully copying to that. That's on me. I am just so much more likely to lose a wireless thing, particularly an earbud, particularly the little ones that just sit in your ears. I am so fucking likely to use them. So the wireless earbuds live in the caddy, which charges them. Pull them out and they auto connect. I would have to have two. If I was getting the wireless things, I'd have to have two. I'd have to have the ones that are in my ear and the ones that are charging. So that's another expense. Yeah, I would love to get some proper noise cancelling things, actually. Don't use those earbuds. Get over-ear headphones like yours. Charge lasts a couple of weeks. Really? I did get some wireless, like over-the-head headphones that are supposed to be noise cancelling, and I basically couldn't get them to work because I am old and hate new things. And if I don't immediately work out how something works in the first 5 to 10 seconds, I go, "This is stupid. I'm getting rid of it." Redfoot, your male parakeet says good morning. The other two say 5 more minutes. Different moods from your different parakeets. I like it. It's all parakeets aren't such a thing in Australia. Common bird pet is a budgie. Oh my god! I just looked up parakeet on the internet, and they're fucking budgies. What the fuck? The majority of pictures of parakeets are actually budgies. I thought they were completely different things. A parakeet's literally just fucking budgerigars. Oh no, it's definitely a me thing, Dr. Abigail. It's absolutely a me thing. Unfortunately, as a dude growing up in the 90s, unbelievably awesome controlling Spotify with your. Actually, I would love to get a smartwatch. Yes. Hey, Jude, you're back again. Hello. Sister latest computer models got smacked by features they don't have. Oh, disk drives. Yes. Yes, budgie is short for budgerigar. Okay, I literally thought parakeets were a very different thing. But they're fucking budgies. Oh my god. That is weird. Oh, Justin, you put a link to the North Korea apps thing on the Discord. Okay. Are you saying I'm frustrating to watch? I mean, I completely understand that. Definitely. I understand me being old and complaining about things. Very frustrating. But you know what? You think yours are from Australia? I think budgerigars are Australian. I don't know that they're native to anywhere else. They're definitely native to Australia. But Jesus Christ, that is super weird to me. I thought parakeets were a little parrot. Like, what would be an Australian equivalent of what I thought a parakeet was? Like the lovebird or something. Or what they call, what do we call them here? Quarians? Okay. I'm gonna look up small Australian parrot. Okay, Rosella's. No, that's them. All right, I'm gonna share the picture of. No, that's okay. I'm gonna share a picture of what I. Oh, fuck off with pop-up ads. I'm gonna share a picture of what I thought a parakeet was, and I'm apparently completely fucking wrong. But this is. Oh wow! What the fuck? That's what I thought a parakeet was. But apparently, a parakeet is a fucking budgie. See, the budgie. Damn. So there's all the small parrots. Cockatiel, yes. That's what I was thinking of. Cockatiel. Okay, so cockatiel. Yes. No, that's literally what I thought a fucking parakeet was. A cockatiel. God damn. Yes. But they're fucking budgies, apparently. So, I learned something tonight. That the thing I thought was one thing is actually another thing. And that's kind of the way of things, really. Sometimes you think a thing is one thing, and that thing turns out to be another thing. Dang. Okay. But on one level, I feel kind of thick to have never known that when Americans referred to parakeets, they meant budgerigars. On the other level, I feel kind of good for having learned that tonight. That when Americans say parakeets, they mean budgerigars. Cockatoos are way fucking bigger than cockatiels. Um, Cockatiels are maybe twice the size of budgies, and cockatoos are about 4 to 6 times bigger than cockatiels. Like, cockatoos are way fucking bigger than cockatiels. There you go, Dr. Abigail, you didn't know it either. So we both learned something tonight. Oh, I had a pet cockatoo growing up, sulfur-crested cockatoo. Really good talker. Also could break your fucking finger with its beak if it wanted to. I remember, I haven't done it for ages, but what I used to do, particularly with like YouTube friends from overseas who would visit, I would take them for a drive on the Great Ocean Road. And there's this particular spot where you'd stop and you stand there with seed in your hand, and these really quite large parrots, king parrots, would land on you and eat from your hand, which was kind of fun and cool. And they would scratch you a bit with their claws, but not badly. But also sulfur-crested cockatoos would show up, which are much bigger than the king parrots, which are much bigger than cockatiels. And yeah, the one time when my American YouTube friends went to hand feed sulfur-crested cockatoos and had the seeds in, I said, "Oh, you want to be careful with that." And sure enough, the sulfur-crested cockatoo sort of bit the fleshy part of his finger, really fucking hurt him. And I was just like, no, the sulfur-crested cockatoos are quite different to the king parrots, and they might hurt you. Redfoot, your uncle had a blue macaw. They're fucking huge. Blue macaws can get like twice the size of a sulfur-crested cockatoo. They can be freakishly large birds. A few places in Mount Dandenong we can do that. Yeah. I haven't done the Great Ocean Road one for years, maybe 10 years. I don't know. But I have quite a few videos on my YouTube channels of doing that. Norwegian blue, it's pining for the fjord. Oh, pining for the fjords. I don't know that there's such a... No, I'm going to look it up. Is there a breed of bird called the Norwegian blue? Or is that just a weird thing Monty Python came up with? I think it's a weird thing Monty Python came up with. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think they are coming up on blue macaws. And then there's some stupid fucking AI generated slop. Blue owls. Jesus Christ. It's kind of like Facebook has turned into this cesspit of AI generated slop. It's ridiculous. Oh, Redfoot, your uncle had to nominate a next of kin if the blue macaw outlived him, because they can live a long time. Yeah, Norwegian blue is just a Monty Python inventor. I see. Yeah, Norway does not sound like parrot territory to me. Parrots are like the tropics, the south, the southern continent, not northern fucking Europe. But oh my god. Oh, fucking boomers on Facebook with their AI generated slop. That's a whole fucking thing. Sorry, I just got a random pop. I've used 69% of my storage and I'm not paying for storage. 10 gigabytes out of 15. 69, dudes. Okay, trash is only 603 kilobytes. Emails with large attachments, 1 gigabyte. Review. Oh god, this is me just sending pictures to myself. There's a gigabyte of pictures I sent myself. Oh, what the fuck ever, honestly. I don't care. Yeah, cockatoos can live just an absurdly long time. I don't think anyone's going to do anything better with InfoWars than the Onion's going to do with it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Onion does it. Redfoot. Cockatoos are more likely to live a long time in They're more likely to live longer in captivity than in the wild because there's all sorts of things that will kill them in the wild. And if you care for them in captivity, that's where they live a long time. And yes, AI generated voice stuff is scary. Forget celebrities, politicians. You look forward to the day of getting video calls from someone you know, like a family member, a video call that looks and sounds real and responds to you in real time and is telling you they need you to send them some money. That's a real fucking thing, which is extremely disturbing. And this is the thing I've said a lot of times, and I stick by it. I am less concerned with people doing fake things on politicians or celebrities than I am concerned about when politicians or celebrities get caught doing something really heinous. They just go, that's not me. That's a deep fake. That's AI. That is a far more disturbing thing. Public figures getting caught out doing something heinous and then casting doubt on it, saying, despite the fact you saw what you thought was incontrovertible video evidence, that was faked. That to me is far more disturbing than fake stuff, because humans have never needed much compulsion to believe something untrue. People believe untrue shit just because someone tells it to them. The Spanish-American War was started on an absolute falsehood that a compliant media outlet published. So people have always believed absolutely fake things. I think it's far more dangerous that it's more plausible for some to deny. And yes, Jude, you're right. The whole fake news thing that Trump and his psychopath sycophants came up with, that is way more destructive than deep fakes or AI generated shit. That is a way bigger threat. Just denying reality is oof. And then they've got this plausible thing here with like, no, that's a deep fake. That's AI. There's nothing. Or if you're Trump, you just straight up fucking deny something that's obviously true. And the weird as fuck sycophantic followers just go, yeah, fake news. Don't hold out much hope for humans, myself. What's that line from Terminator 2 with young John Connor goes, we're not going to make it, are we? Humans, I mean. there's too much evidence that humans aren't great and aren't going to stick around if you're in a particularly fucking bleak mood. Anyway, I'm just putting a little bit of flavor into this for Mrs. Angry. She uses the orange peels in her morning hot chocolate. Now, go see the pinned post on Discord about Secret Santa. You should join Secret Santa. It'll be fun. Oh my god, those cherries are so fucking yummy. And this cherry seems to have absorbed some particularly good flavors. See, Justin, families should have code words. Families should have a thing where it's going to like, if I call you and it's genuine, I will say code word X. Yes, join Secret Santa, exchange gifts. Mrs. Angry does eat bacon, not as often as me, but she kind of likes bacon and eggs. You need a new PC. Yeah. Sometimes when I'm editing videos, I feel like I need either a new PC or to upgrade my existing one. And maybe I will. But for now, I'm going to bed. So I hope you all, take care, look after yourselves. I will, in all probability, be back on Tuesday night. I don't know of anything they're getting away. I'm not having a dinner with the offspring this week. But, whatever. Say be. We'll see what happens. What que sera, sera. What will be, will be. I will see you all later, but I'll say bye for now with the offensive animation.